Welcome friends, in this video let's discuss about desertification and United Nations Convention to combat desertification. So before that, let's recap a bit. In 1992, Rio Earth Summit, that is the United Nations Conference on Environment and Development, was organized. Under this conference, three important conventions were opened for signing. This include UNFCCC, and second is Convention on Biological Diversity, and third one is United Nations Convention to combat desertification. So let's look at this convention in this video. So before that, let's look at what is desertification. So desertification is a type of land degradation. So it is a type of land degradation in which relatively dry land region becomes increasingly arid, typically losing its bodies of water as well as vegetation and wildlife. Here desertification does not means the expansion of the desert. Okay, here the desertification means the dry land area has various certain characteristics including loss of vegetation, wildlife, and also water bodies. If these characteristics are seen in the dryland areas, so this can be concluded that that area is prone to desertification. So desertification is caused by various factors such as climate change and human activities. So here the human activities are important because humans are interfering in the land and environment through various means. Okay, here the deforestation, that is destruction of the trees, led to deforestation. It is also resulting in desertification. Okay, and the second reason may be overgrazing, grazing with the goats and cows. So they remove the grasses, so this will open up the soil for erosion through wind and water. So this reduces the soil fertility, thereby leading to desertification. And other interference like industrialization and over intensive agriculture in an unsustainable way is also leading to desertification. So this must be reduced. And other important thing here is that the dry land occupies 40 to 41% of the Earth's land area. Okay, and it is also home to more than 2 billion people. It is very huge number. And the catch here is that at least 90% of the inhabitants of the drylands live in developing nations, where they suffer from various disabilities including poverty, ignorance, malnutrition, and other socio-economic disabilities. So on the one side, the dryland area with less water sources and also poor natural resources. On the other side, the poverty, ignorance, malnutrition is a disaster for these developing countries. So this must be rectified. This must be removed through various international cooperation as well as national actions to reduce desertification and also to undertake sustainable development on a progressive lines. So this map shows the desertification vulnerability throughout the world. Okay, and the markings on the red shows the highest vulnerable areas for desertification. Here in India include the peninsular plateau. So this is the semi-arid region of India which is prone to desertification. So if we do not take up action to control desertification, so there are disasters bound to happen. And in India, other regions include the areas of Rajasthan and certain parts of Gujarat, and certain northwestern parts are also prone to desertification. And the whole Middle Eastern part, including the Pakistan, Iran, Afghanistan, Iraq, and all the Middle Eastern countries are under threat from desertification. And other areas of the world, including the areas adjacent to the deserts, are also prone to desertification. You can see this is the Sahara Desert, this is Saudi Arabian Desert. Here in Australian Desert, in and around Australian Desert are also prone to desertification. So desertification does not mean expansion of the desert. As I mentioned earlier, it is involves other characteristics. Okay, and here in United States also, it is surrounding areas of the Arizona desert is prone to desertification. So this shows more than 40% of the world's area is prone to desertification. So proper action must be there in order to prevent desertification and disaster that will happen to humanity because of the desertification. And let's look at what is United Nations Convention to combat desertification. So this is the only convention which is exclusively meant for combating the desertification. And under this convention, national action programs that incorporates long-term strategies supported by the international cooperation and partnership arrangements are also made to combat the desertification. And the speciality of this of this convention is that it is the only convention stemming from direct recommendation of Rio Conference Agenda 21. So we know that in Rio Conference, that is the Rio Earth Summit, three important documents are released. One of this is the Agenda 21, which provides for sustainable development of the world. Okay, and under the Agenda 21, this United Nations Conference, United Nations Convention to combat desertification was adopted. Okay, and it was adopted in 1994 and came into force in 1996. So it has 196 parties. Okay, it has near universal membership from various countries of the world, and only Canada became the first country to announce its intention to withdraw from the convention in 2013. So, except Canada, almost all the countries are signatory to the convention. So, as I mentioned earlier, it is the sole legally binding international agreement linking environment and development to sustainable land management. So this convention addresses specially the arid, semi-arid, dry, subhumid areas known as dryland. Okay, drylands are the areas of concern under this convention. And other speciality of the convention is that it is particularly committed to bottom-up approach, that is the decentralized planning and implementation to combat desertification. So it encourages the participation of the local people in combating desertification and land degradation. So this is a very inclusive approach that is adopted by UN United Nations Convention to combat desertification. So let's look at the Conference of Parties. So the Conference of Parties oversee the implementation of the convention. The first 5 sessions of the Conference of Parties were held annually, that is once in a year, from 1997 to 2001. Okay. After that, after 2001, the Conference of Parties were held once in 2 years. Okay. The first COP was held in Rome, Italy, in 1997. The second was in Dakar, Senegal, in 1998, and the previous two conferences were held in Changwon, South Korea. That is the 10th conference in 2011, and 11th conference of parties was held in Windhoek in Namibia. Remember this, Namibia, in 2013. The next 8 to come in 2015. So this show the conference of parties to the convention. Except Canada, all the United Nations member countries are signatory to this convention to combat desertification. So this convention has a committee called Committee on Science and Technology. It was established under Article 24 of the convention as a subsidiary body of the Convention of Parties. So it composed of representatives from the member countries competent, that is the experts in the field of field relevant to the combating desertification and mitigating efforts of the drought, that is the water stress. So this committee on science and technology identifies the priorities for research, okay, priorities for research in the area of desertification, and recommends ways of strengthening cooperation among the researchers which are present in the member countries. So this acts as a coordinatory body as well as the formulatory body for undertaking research. Okay, and it is a multidisciplinary and open to participation of all the member countries. Okay, and this is one of the important body which is organizing and also undertaking various data collection, surveying regarding the desertification in various member countries. So this committee on science and technology also formed a group called group of experts, which are experts in the particular fields related to desertification. So they do specific works programs to assist in improving efficiency and effectiveness of Committee on Science and Technology. So this convention on combating desertification will develop national, regional, and sub-regional programs. Okay, because various efforts of coordination must be there through various levels at national, regional, and local levels to combat the desertification. So national action plans are one of the key instruments in the implementation of the convention. So the member countries has to has to make national action plan to combat desertification. They are strengthened by the action programs and sub-regional action programs and regional action program at the regional level. So this convention acts as a coordinatory body through various countries, and also within the country between the various hierarchical administrative bodies at national, state and local level. So this maps, as I showed earlier, shows the vulnerability for the desertification. So this is it about desertification. Thank you. Thanks for watching. For previous videos on environment and ecology series, click here in the corner. Sorry, here. Click here. And thank you very much. Subscribe to the video.